So, all right, we good to go. Good to go. And make sure y'all go show my Twitter some love too, man. I'm about to New York Post. New York Post posted me, man. I was just on there talking about some different props. So make sure y'all show some love to that post. New York Post Sports. I'm about to retweet it. Show some love to that. All right, Superflex. I know everybody wants me to go quarterback. Damn. Everybody wants me to go quarterback. I'm going Jettis here, though, bro. Bijan already gone. This is a hard spot for me. All right. Didn't you used to do live mocks with the buddy? I still do. So we'll have Prabado be on here, Tyler be on here. We got a lot of other creators that are going to be on this year. Marcus Riley's going to be on here. We got a few that are going to be like standard, and then I got a few surprises this year too. So yeah, but we're going to be doing mock drafts all summer long. All summer long. All summer long. All right. So I'm about to try. So we got. All right, let's see what this team looks like. I'm doing a challenge in this one that I didn't do last time. I'm doing a challenge, but I can't tell y'all the challenge. You guys got to figure it out. One of the craziest ones, I don't know who was here that first year in the mock draft. This was 2 years ago. And somebody wrote out, I can't remember what it was. Somebody took players that all had something that spelled it out, bro. I can't remember what it was now. It was Trey. And he spelled out something. What was it? It wasn't try hard. It was something else. He spelled out something in the draft. What was it? Who was here for that draft? I don't know if anybody in the chat was here for that draft. He spelled out something. It was at the number 1 pick, and it was amazing. It was amazing that he did it. He spelled out something. I thought that was crazy. You think Tyreek could bounce back this year? I'm kind of iffy on him. I think Tyreek could bounce back in a major way this year. And, he talked about how bad of the tape he put out last year. And, he was dealing with the hand injury. I think it's easy to forget that. Tua was out. So, I think he can for sure bounce back in a major way this year. I think there was a lot that was going wrong for Tyreek Hill, more so than was going right. So I think this team gets things. I think the Dolphins are just better overall. Hopefully Tua can just stay healthy. I think that's the biggest thing is can Tua stay healthy? So if Tua stays healthy, I think that that Dolphins offense is going to look more like it did the year before. That's what I think. HD vibes with the pick. Let's grab Josh Jacobs here. Let's grab Josh Jacobs, the 8th running back off the board. The 8th running back off the board. Yo, I be forgetting sometimes these mock drafts be taking it out of me, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes these mock drafts be taking it out of me. Garrett Wilson, man, I feel like Garrett Wilson is about to go crazy. So let's see. CeeDee Lamb and Nico is a great start. I think this is a great start. Eagles fan, great start here. I love this start here. Jahmyr Gibbs and Derrick Henry, depending on how it finishes out. I think Achane and Brian Thomas is like crazy ass upside b-ball play. It's not the first 2 rounds that make you though. Yash came in and actually drafted Superflex, and gonna find out the hard way. That ain't how we draft here. Like, to have your first position player be Bucky is crazy. See, I could tell Yash, whoever Yash is, probably drafts with somebody else, and they're going to get frustrated with this draft and be like, nobody's really going to draft like that. And then probably did. Be like, nobody drafts like this. But this is how you draft a winning squad. And I'm drafting a little differently than I normally would right now. Just FYI. Nice Breeze pick, by the way. Haven't heard the thoughts on Derrick Henry. So I talked about Derrick Henry on a player prop video with Marcus Riley. You can find it. It might even be dropping tomorrow. Actually, it might be dropping tomorrow. But that video, I think Derrick Henry is being like, we just think he's going to fall off a cliff. And Derrick Henry is not the kind of back that's just going to be bad one day. He had 1,900 yards last year and like 15 touchdowns. Why is that number going to change? Like, that number's not going to change in my opinion. So I'm just like, maybe he's a little bit less with the yardage, but he had 1,916 last year and he's going to have 300 carries again. So the receiving work isn't there, which sucks, but like, he was a top 4 running back last year. He's probably going to be over 1,800 yards. He's probably going to be over 15 touchdowns. That's just how they use him. So I know towards the end of last season, he started, quote unquote, breaking down, but like, I don't know. I just think Derrick Henry is probably going to be a top 5 running back again. Probably. That's crazy. Seeing Tyreek in the third. But I think Derrick Henry is going to be just fine. Burrow was auto-drafted. That happens. My bad. Okay, that makes sense to have Burrow auto-drafted. I'm like, damn. This is super flex, by the way. I don't know if we should even do I feel like we shouldn't even do super flex leagues on here because we don't take no kind of quarterbacks. And a lot of people don't think it's helpful for their leagues. But I'm like, my thought is this, if you're watching this and somehow you caught this at the right time and you have a super flex draft that you're going to be in, you don't have to go and subscribe to what everybody else says. Like, you can find really good quarterbacks like we did last year, right? We talked about Jaden Daniels. We talked about Justin Herbert here. Like, you can find really good quarterback play. Yeah, you're going to miss on maybe like a Trevor Lawrence. But I think last year we were talking about Baker Mayfield being disrespected. He was up there. Like, I just think that there's a lot of talent at the quarterback position, and I don't think you have to subscribe to, like, I need to draft a top 3 quarterback. Lamar wasn't even going – I think Lamar was going after Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts last year. Joe Burrow was kind of a value at the back end of the QB1. So, I don't know. I think last year, like, C.J. Stroud was going really high. Brock Purdy was going high. Who else was up there? Jordan Love was going as like a top 10 quarterback. I just think you could find value. You don't always need to take a quarterback early. So if you're watching this and you've been told I need to draft a quarterback with one of my top 2 picks, try not drafting a quarterback and seeing how your team pans out as opposed to those who draft quarterbacks. Like, if I ended up with Dak and Justin Fields in this draft, I would not be mad. Like, if everybody else was taking quarterback. Or like Tua. Tua's going outside the top 15 quarterbacks. I would be perfectly fine with Tua as one of my 2 quarterbacks. You can find a lot of value here. So Pat Mahomes goes in the 4th, winning the 4th round of this draft. So I don't know. I'm just not overly. I don't think you need to take. Oh, I messed up my plan. No. I messed up my plan. My bad. I messed up my plan. I got to see it through. 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 Damn. I got to see it through. Why is the position player ADP for two quarterbacks so different? So the reason why in Superflex people say go get your two quarterbacks is because quarterback is the highest scoring position. Okay. So your elite guys like Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, they do provide more value than like other positions, right? As far as being outliers at their position. I would also say that drafting your second quarterback isn't as necessary. And this is where people get things mixed up. Like they think, oh, no, I have to grab an elite quarterback. Not every quarterback is 400 points, which Lamar Jackson was last year. Most quarterbacks are going to be around like 300 to 350 range and probably closer to 300. So what happens in Superflex is you see, oh, no, I have to draft a quarterback early because quarterbacks are going and there's this panic. But instead, you just need to find the quarterbacks that can score 300 to 350 points. So if you draft a Mahomes later, it's not the end of the world. If you draft a high upside guy like Justin Fields later, it's not the end of the world. Baker Mayfield, Bo Nix, like you can get these guys later on. So I think where everybody drives up the ADP is because they think if I don't get a quarterback, you have to start two quarterbacks. And if I don't get a quarterback, I'm going to lose my league. That's not how it works. You can get quarterbacks later and find just higher upside guys, right? And in Superflex, the beautiful part about Superflex is that you don't absolutely have to start a quarterback. Like you don't have to start. If Bryce Young is getting you 12 points a game, find a play. If you have a better player that you drafted, start them. If you have a 20-point per game player, like I can get Alvin Kamara in the same range as I can get like a Baker or like a Baker Mayfield, I'm taking Alvin Kamara. It's harder to find a strong RB2 than it is to find like a mid-tier quarterback 1 or high-end quarterback 2. So I look at that. Oh, shit. Damn. Turn off auto pick. Change this player. We're going with TJ Hawkinson. My bad. I got to yapping. But I think that's why the ADP is so different because people have been sold this dream. And I get it. Like if you can find an elite quarterback, then take them early, right? Like I think people stress on you have to take a quarterback first. So sometimes you come into these drafts and it looks like the top, out of the first round, there's like 7 quarterbacks gone. I don't think you need to panic like that because I can build a killer team in those leagues. I can build a crazy team. If there's 6, 7 other people taking quarterbacks early, I'll build a nasty-ass roster. So I think that's what you have to account for with like the ADP. Adams was behind so many players. You have to like kind of reach on Devontae Adams, which is wild. Ted. I have Chase, Lamb, JJ, then Puka for my rankings. Yeah, Puka's way too high. Why are you that high on Puka? I just talked about this on the show with Wells. We did a live the other day. Why so high on Puka when Adams is right there? Where do you win when you take a guy in the top 5 receivers? How do you win with them as your number 1? Jamar Chase, Jetta, CeeDee Lamb, you're hoping for what, like 1,800 yards, over 10 touchdowns. Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, over 1,800 yards, 10 touchdown potential. Even St. Brown goes down a tier because it's like he doesn't have 1,800-yard potential. So if you're taking Puka Nacua as your wide receiver 4, in what world does he 1,800 yards and 10 touchdowns? That's what you got to ask yourself. With Devontae Adams, with Kyron Williams. Kyron is a lock for 10 touchdowns. Devontae's damn near a lock for 10 touchdowns. He's a lock for 1,000 yards. So unless Stafford's throwing for 5,000 yards this year, where are we getting Puka 1,800 yards? So if you're taking Puka that high, you got to hope he's in the 100 to 120 catch range. And Puka's not really a consistent, I would say, 10 to 15 target guy. I think he has games where he will have those games, but I don't understand the love for Puka. Like, I think sometimes we look at the fantasy community sometimes looks at opportunity and they look at like ascension. So what the fantasy community will say is, hey, this guy's young. He's good. He's got to get better. If he would have played all the games in PP points per game basis, he would have been this. And it's easy to project, but like Cooper Kupp was also hurt at times last year. Cooper Kupp was also involved at times last year. Like there was games where Cooper Kupp looked the part. So I think to say I'm high on Puka, you'd have to convince me that he could finish with a certain statistical line, because that's where the upside is. And if you can't see that line, why would you take him that early? Like that's the part in your head you have to be able to say is like, look, I'm taking this player because I think they have this kind of season. And if that doesn't match, then why are you taking the player? Let's go, Jerry Jeudy. Let's go, Jerry Jeudy. But yeah, I'm not really big on him. Not really big on him. I be taking quarterbacks late in all my leagues. I think that's the setup. Honestly. It's like that's the setup is you can find value at the quarterback position. Now, I will also say this. It is valuable to have a strong quarterback. I'm not saying that. I just say typically when I draft, that's why in our drafts, guys, when we all draft, for whatever reason, I take quarterback a lot earlier than I would, is because the value now becomes the quarterback. But I think in these drafts, in most super flex leagues, you're going to find value at quarterback. I think in ours, you're not going to find value at quarterback. I think in our drafts, you could find a little bit more value. Like, I think in our drafts, you can find that. What's your top 5 receivers? Chase, Jettas, CeeDee Lamb. I got Brian Thomas up there. And then I'm kind of like debating between, I kind of have like A.J. Brown, St. Brown, and Neighbors all together. I probably would just go St. Brown for the floor. But those are my 5. 6, 7 right there. But the receiver ranking is different from normal to 2 QB. Is it? Oh, you know why? I think on this one, with 2 QB, it's also not PPR. I think that's what it is. So, all right, I'm up. They already grabbed I got the tight end, already got the quarterback already. So we're good to go. Ooh. I like that one too. That's a good pick. Yeah, we're going to do that. RJ Harvey. RJ Harvey. You guys like this team so far? I don't like this team. I'm high on Jeudy this year. I'm not high on Jeudy this year. I think he's just a value. Like I think as like a wide receiver 3 or 4, he's good because we don't know what we're going to get out of the quarterback. But I mean, they really didn't add a whole lot in the passing game, which is good. They didn't add like a whole lot of anything really in the receiver game. So I mean, he's pretty much going to be set up for a very similar role as he was last season. So if it's Flacco, I'd be much more interested in even like Shador. I think Shador's probably going to spread it out a little bit more, but like I think Judy's a value down here. I'm just not like high on him, but I think he's a value. I see what your plan is for this mock. What's my plan? You got my plan, Loco? You got it? You got my plan? What's my plan? You say you sniffed it out. What is it? What's my plan? What's my plan? What's my plan? Having a little fun with this one. I got to get another quarterback, though. Like, all right, tell me what quarterback I'm going to take then. Oh, I should have took him. I already saw the quarterback. I missed it. Tell me what quarterback I'm about to take. Damn it. Players with a J? Yeah. JH team? Yep. Bonus points if they got a JH. Don't take him. Y'all can't take him. Don't take him. Don't take him. Don't take my player. Don't take my player. Don't take my player. Don't take my player. Y'all sniffed it out. Damn. Don't take him. Otherwise, I got to find somebody else. Oh, no. I got options. I got options at quarterback. I got options. Y'all can take him. If you really want to take him, I got options. But see, I was trying to be sneaky. I was trying to throw y'all off with TJ Hawkinson because he had the J in there. So I was trying to throw y'all off with the JH there. JH. I was trying to throw y'all off with the TJ Hawkinson. Yeah, I was wondering why you picked Hawk over Kittle. Yeah. I was trying to throw y'all off just a little bit to buy myself some more time. And that's why I was like RJ Harvey. It was easier to like the J and the H too. I was trying. Y'all sniffed that thing out. Y'all sniffed it out. Y'all sniffed it out. Y'all sniffed it out. Stafford, bro. Like even Stafford is going way. Stafford could have like a 4,500 yard season. Stafford's going way later than. And I mean, the touchdowns are going to be there with Ferguson, with new quarterback or with new tight end Ferguson. You got Devontae Adams there, Puka, like, and even Kyron catches them sometimes out the backfield. I think even that could be crazy. Oh yeah, Justin H. Let's go, baby. This team's wild. And it's actually ain't a bad team, though. I've seen some receivers. This ain't a bad team. This ain't a bad team. Ain't a bad team, man. 2 QB, I feel like I'm doing all right with 2 QB. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a team right now that looks really good on paper so far. Ty Koof looks good so far. HD Vibes looks good so far. Kind of like Jalen Hurts. I think that team could have been structured maybe slightly a little differently. I'm not mad at it, though. I'm not mad at that team. Did Dallas Goedert go before Travis Kelce, though? Yikes. E-Man's cool. E-Man's actually, E-Man, I like E-Man's team a lot, actually. And y'all drafted some good teams, bro. Bro Brian over there. That's a decent team. Mikey Marks. And not bad. B-ball play. I like B-ball players team too. Yeah, there's some good teams so far. Just don't know quarterback there. I like some of these teams. Oh, well, I know my next pick. Ty Koof, don't take him. Don't take him, Ty Koof. You the man. You the man. Appreciate y'all for watching the stream. Those who stuck around the whole time, showing love, man. Make sure I hit the like button, man. We got to run up this channel, bro. Make sure I hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Sub to the page if you're watching for the first time on the replay. Why is Andrews falling? This is a good question. I think there's some concern about Mark Andrews losing his role to Isaiah Likely, which I kind of think that's going to happen as well. The problem with Mark Andrews, and I think this is why the general consensus is that he's going to slip, is where's the upside with Andrews? Like, you go get DeAndre Hopkins, they're going to use him in the red zone more. Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman have already taken over a little bit more of the receiving game. So what purpose does Mark Andrews have outside of like being an occasional chain mover? He doesn't have the same like 1,000-yard upside he once had. So, and I don't really think Isaiah Likely does either, but Isaiah Likely just goes way after Mark Andrews. And Isaiah Likely has a better red zone presence. Like, I think Mark Andrews is going to be fine and probably be somewhere like 600 to 700 yards, 5 to 7 touchdowns, probably look the part some weeks and then just be disappearing other weeks like he did last year. but I think there's more upside with a lot of the other tight ends. So I think that's why he's falling more so than anything. Could he be a good value? Yeah, but I think you're betting on him being like the reason why he's still going where he is because he has a name. He's been reliable for us in the past. So I like where he's going right now, which is outside of the top like 7-8 tight ends. I just don't know. I think he's going to be more of a question mark than you want him to on a weekly basis. When does he usually go on sleeper? He's going really late in here, but mostly around like tight end 8, tight end 9. Andrew stressed me out last year. He stressed a lot of us out last year. I think I don't know if it was you or somebody asked me like, should you drop him at one point? Like it was a point where I think I got Mark Andrews off of waivers in a league. So I think Mark Andrews, it's tough. He's a tough player to gauge because likely he's there. They don't really need him. In the red zone, they use Derrick Henry. They use Isaiah Likely. They'll use DeAndre Hopkins. I just don't really see a path for Mark Andrews to be like the guy. Which as a tight end 1, you want to have a like more consistent role than like I pray and hope that this happens. Like these guys all have QB, high-end QB2, back-end QB1 potential to me. I'm not saying they'll be there, but like McCarthy, Tua, Michael Penix, all these guys have nice high ceiling potential. Brock Purdy does. Trevor Lawrence does. How y'all like the squad so far, huh? That was me, yeah. I remember you asking that. I don't remember what you did with them, but all right, Jahan. Q, appreciate you, man. Will be enjoying this stream. I'll try to be back on live another time this week, so appreciate you tapping in. McCarthy to Addison stack. I'm not mad at that. I would rather much have the McCarthy to Jetta stack, but Addison, we got to be careful. There's a chance. Don't forget this about Jordan Addison. There's a slight possibility he gets suspended to start the year due to the stuff he had off the field. So be careful. Be careful with the Jordan Addison pick. It might seem like, oh, man, he's going way low. But remember, there might be a built-in 4-game suspension with Jordan Addison. So just remember that when you're drafting this year. Teammate not picking Purdy was surprising. You got McCaffrey. Or no, that's not the right team. Oh, with Kittle. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Kittle? No, team 8. Why am my counting is off? Oh, because they don't have another quarterback. Yeah, Mexi Madden took Jaden. I thought they would have got another quarterback earlier. Hand me the check already, boys. Yeet, man, I don't know about that, bro. Your team is nasty, though. Your team's nasty. I think we're going to look back. If anybody ever watches this later, drop a comment on me. Like if you're watching this around August, I think we're going to look at Michael Pittman down here in this. Like, obviously, I would have took Michael Pittman earlier in this. But I think we're going to look at Michael Pittman outside of the top 40 receivers and be like, what the hell were we doing when we look back at the end of these drafts? I think Michael Pittman's going to be crazy-ass value outside of the top 40 receivers this year. Crazy. Oh, it's my pick. Last pick. I'm going to get another tight end. I already saw who I'm taking. Let me just make sure there's no other better names. To finish it off, I got a lot of Justins on my team, but I got to get the guy that has Henry in his last name, baby. Oh, did I not get him? This stupid ass auto pick. No, we're not doing Colston Loveland. Damn, I said it would have been way more dramatic, bro. Hunter Henry, baby. Hunter Henry. Damn, it wasn't as impactful. So my goal is to either get J or an H or a combination of both. I think I did pretty good with the JHs. Hand me the check already, boys. I think I did pretty good this draft. I also like taking 3 receivers first. Where'd you draft from? The middle of the draft? Yeah, there's some good value with the good. The thing is, your running backs are thin, though, bro. Pollard goes down, you're in major trouble. So I think you did good. There's just, like I said, before round 8, you need to get like, instead of taking Jacoby Myers there, you should have found one more back that you liked. All right, y'all. Hey, it's been real. I'm not going to rate these teams. It's been real. We will do another mock draft next Monday around the same time. Hopefully you guys enjoy the stream. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Get your tickets to fantasy football training camp.